well as Alchemy, but it all boils down to the micro. But honestly, I can't tell. I'm 50-50 on this, guys. Holler, Abstract, please take it away.
Thank you so much, Vertigo. That's going to be match 2, game 3 draft. We're going to get into this game. I feel like it's very neck and neck. The drafts are actually both quite balanced. I kind of like going into this one, but this is a situation where, hey, if my tournament life is at stake, right? And these are the heroes that I'm going in. These are the most comfortable that I'm going to be into this one. Abstract, is this the right call for you?
Welcome to Mobile
It's tough,
Legends.
to be honest, because all of the predictions that I was expecting to see were completely tossed into the rubbish bin, and they don't care about anything at all. It's like as though I have my paper on, or written all of it. I have the book, but wait. Completely thrown into the waste paper basket. So honestly, I don't know what's gonna happen for both of these two teams, STELLARK and Alchemy. They have thrown me the curveball, and I absolutely love it as the pitcher.
Yeah, but one thing, draft aside, one thing that STELLARK need to do, have a much better early game. Alchemy right now, in game 2, they had a really good start, and they just kind of got themselves going. Made it very difficult. STELLARK, yes, they're the old veteran teams. They don't want to be in that comeback situation yet again.
This is not exactly the kind of movements that I was expecting from the side of STELLARK. Sync immediately jumping in alone?
Yeah, I don't know what that was. That was very suspect, but it was a situation where you really expect 4 members of ALCHEMY to be in that wing.
Good point, especially since Alchemy mostly would only congregate together once the major neutral objective were to appear, not necessarily when there is a purple buff. Alchemy seems to have that in their foresight, and they kind of feel as though, like, you know what? I know that you know that I know kind of moment, you know?
Yeah, I know that you know that we... Okay, I did think it through, but yes, I do agree with you in that sense.
Trust me, I have no idea what I'm talking about either.
All right, but now let's look a little bit more about the top lane. STELLARK right now are trying to get Smelly Cat as much farm as possible, create a little bit of space. But if we're looking at the Pooski Sync matchup in the bottom lane with Icon making an appearance,
it doesn't seem like Sync will be going down anytime soon, though.
Yeah, very tanky. This is the power of the glue. You know, again, it's been picked so many times, yet the win rate is crazy.
Yep. The main thing that we gotta look out for this glue is the mana consumption. How much mana he has left, and if he's able to join into the next part of the fight. So I don't think that Sync will be capable of going into the next part of the fight and contest for this turtle because of the fact that, well, he doesn't have the ultimate to work with. But one thing that surprises me is that Icon and his fellow friends, they are not trying to gain priority over the Turtle's Pit.
Yeah, much better start, and this is I would say, coaching advice going into the game 3, right? Alchemy at both times had taken over the Turtle early, just kind of got that snowball going, but now STELLARK are like, hey, we need to find whatever opening we can do. Sync and just kind of made that rotation, just kind of attracting a bit of attention, but that space provided them, was able for them to get that Turtle.
It's a completely open game for both of these teams. We do not really have a very solid idea as to which of these teams have got the upper hand. Alchemy in the EXP lanes, it is more about moving around. So they gotta have to really identify what exactly is the win con. Speaking of which, Zookeeper immediately darted himself right out of there as STELLARK has exposed their ambush. It was really sad that they didn't even manage to bring Jet down.
Yeah, Zookeeper and Jet right there, they were walking hand in hand, holding hands. They were like, we're going to go on this stroll. But then they run into the enemy team. STELLARK were waiting in ambush, not able to do anything. But talk a little bit about the emblems here.
Well, just like that, it kind of seems as though there's nothing too much of out of the ordinary. The junglers are competing with each other when it comes down to the Demon Slayer, so it really just works and boils down to who has the fastest fingers and who have the best timing in securing all of these objectives. STELLARK knows for sure that they can't exactly play junglers that requires the use of the assassin emblems or the fighter emblems or whatever else emblems it is. They just need the jungle emblems as they cannot lose major objectives over to the side of Alchemy, knowing that their main win condition is tempo and objectives.
Yeah, they need to change it up, right? STELLARK have not found it winning and not being in a good situation. You got to get that laning phase, get yourself a chance. And STELLARK have done a much better chance. This is a different STELLARK team from what we saw in games 1 and 2 in the sense that they've really prioritized the laning phase, making sure that they're doing as much as possible. And again, they're going to start the next turtle. This is going to be number 2. STELLARK have kind of changed things up.
And the rest of the members from the side of STELLARK, they are just trying to get more priorities and really just getting more information on the side of ALCHEMY. As Sync is being a nuisance over to the side of Icon. They can't replicate what they have done before, but Sticky Stacks is just moving on to the Icon, allowing him to inhibit the soul of Icon, bring him down very effectively. ALCHEMY understood that and immediately get himself out of the situation.
Sync has just been annoying, right? He's got that glue, he's getting, I mean, the goo, he's getting it everywhere. And it's basically like a kid playing with a whole bunch of jelly, right? It's everywhere, you can't get rid of it. I mean, it's kind of on you and you gotta wash your hands. You gotta do more than just wash your hands at this point.
Yeah, way too much slime all over the battlefields here. Of course, when it comes down to the Land of Dawn, as long as you see a green slime, you know you're gonna have to get away. STELLARK's glue this time is definitely doing a lot better than the previous game using the Alert. But Alert, moving over to the side of Puski this time, he's not exactly in the position where he's able to set up for his team just yet, but that will only happen somewhere in the middle stages of the game. Preparing for the final swing, those are the kind of big plays that I would love to see.
Yeah, I would love to see that. We haven't seen too much of Arla just kind of take over games. They've kind of struggled trying to get themselves into that, you know, that tank element of Arlat. But, you know, Abstract, walk me through some of these items. Anything kind of stick out to you?
Well, one thing for sure is that this Lancelot is still going for the Molten Essence and kind of like a hybrid kind of situation, right? Jumping straight in for the War Axe right after the Molten Essence is probably going to be good to just move on with a couple of early game damage just so that he's able to solidify in the early stages, which is what they always try to go for. But the aggressiveness coming from STELLARK kind of proves it to the point whereby Icon gotta go tankier.
Yeah, gotta go tankier, but I mean, what you gonna do against that, right? Where Sync is literally just blowing you up. He makes sure that he has the pass, and he just gets smash, and he gets the kill, right?
Yep, I mean, that's pretty good, actually.
Thank you.
Well, moving on, 2:1, right? STELLARK do have got a good amount of advantage, about 2,200 gold. As long as the turtle has spawned, if ALCHEMY is able to find themselves a priority, that would be great. However, Icon is not exactly in a very good spot. Jet almost getting themselves the immediate kill down to Chesty. However, there is, after all, that black juice.
Oh, but the wild charge pushing Fossa back. Is he gonna get sniped? No! Oh, he gets up with the edge, and Icon will get just the tip. But mind you, on the back end of it, they've got Smelly Cat as well, and Puski now trying to draw a beat on somebody, and the STELLARK are gonna back off, but they did get that third turtle.
Well, two deaths on over to the side of STELLARK. Yes, they got a turtle as well. But in the end of the day, it is still a bad trade for the side of STELLARK. They have lost more gold than they have got in the past few minutes. ALCHEMY slowly and steadily, they would want to get themselves right back on this track. Now, Sync, of course, being under attack by Exalt as well as goalkeeper, I don't think that he will go down because Exalt is not anywhere close to getting himself the items that he needs, as he only got himself the corrosion scythe, not anything else, such as the Demon Hunter Sword or perhaps even the Golden Staff.
Okay, but the objectives are really compounding their lead, right? The fact that they're actually down kills, but the reason why STELLARK are still up is because of that, right? The towers are still up, it's still very neck and neck, but as I say that, Zookeeper's getting gone on right here. Sync is focusing the attention. Zookeeper, like, limps back to safety. He's fine under the tower, but now Puski's getting targeted here. There's a lot of damage that's going back and forth, but again, STELLARK right now haven't been able to draw a beat. As I say that, Icon now on the run.
STELLARK now seems to have a very good answer as to how to deal with Icon now. They do not let ALCHEMY have the early game at all. But to take a look at this, Puski having more damage than Chesty? That is just not what I was expecting.
Yeah, not what I was expecting. We were talking about how Arlat was having a little bit of an issue, but Puski is showing, hey, this is actually how you're supposed to run the Arlat. We're going to make sure that we do as much damage as possible, and his presence has been felt throughout the entire game. And there's a reason why they're still kind of in this game, but I mean, it's only a 2K net worth lead.
Defending the objectives are looking to be pretty darn good for the side of ALCHEMY. You know, they have lost a couple of fights here and there. STELLARK would have got a lot of those opportunities to break these walls down. But unfortunately, they're not exactly in the position to be able to contest for this Lord, and very likely they would just leave the Lord be. Zookeeper can't just casually walk right in and hope that he'll be able to land a pretty awesome kind of wild charge. They gotta have to give this away.
Yeah, definitely have to give it away, but now Smelly Cat is going to be focused on. Pooski tried to draw a B, but the flicker out, and that's going to keep him alive. Now Pooski's on the run. Odir Bambi is not letting him go. Jet is fighting Sync, but now Zookeeper, they're trying to go. There's a flicker fight, not able to get away from Sync, and that glue is just like it traps him. And Jet has been killed because of that.
As sticky as a slime, and that is exactly what's going on. In fact, we probably have missed out something is the fact that STELLARK has been defending their turrets for a long time now. But Alchemy have decided to go for something a little bit different here, and that is to defend, or rather, that is to push down the bottom lane, all both turrets taken down.
Yeah, but the Black Shoes, they catch up to 2, and now, oh, Zookeeper getting too low! He was just out of position, and STELLARK are now focusing on the mid lane here. The Lord is going to push in the bottom lane. They have an opening. This is a window of opportunity for them.
It is very unfortunate that they can't make any good use of bringing down the two outer turrets in the bottom lane. Icon hoping that he's got a little bit more items to work with now. Molten Essence, War Axe, and Thunderbells. He's pretty much there when it comes down to being sustainable, or rather being tanky enough. He should be able to do a pretty good job. From this point onwards, Alchemy would want to starve out, or rather he wants to keep every single one of the jungle minions as much as possible, gain some intelligence as to where STELLARK is, and regain what all the lost lands.
Yes, lost land, and speaking of lost land, now Alchemy are on the back foot. The Lord has crashed in. They've taken the bottom T2. That is the final one, and now nothing but T3 stands. How does Alchemy hold?
They just gonna have to work on one thing at a time to make sure that the Lord does not touch a turret, which they have managed to successfully do so. Jet did expand out that Phantom Airstrike to ensure that every single one of those cube waves are done and dusted with. In the meantime, here we go. Zookeeper over to the backline, but unfortunately immediately melted down.
Yeah, but that Divine Judgment perfectly on point. Pooski just gets blown up in the end, and STELLARK have found that opening. They're crashing into the T3. They're doing their damage, and they're focusing it down. And it looks like they're going to continue pushing. They want to get the bottom T3. They focus their attention elsewhere. Icon just trying to attract attention, not able to do that. The T3 bottom has been taken. Think now on the run. The Feathered Airstrike is going to be used, but that's just going to be a zoning one. And STELLARKers, hey, we'll wait this one out.
To be honest, Alchemy do have a very good way to wave clear, but it is also very committal for them to do so. And the only one way that is not committal is going to be the Phantom Airstrike. But on the other hand, it feels like it is a kind of a waste for you to use it, because you could have gotten so much more value out of it in a team fight.
Everything is wide open. They have 0 turrets standing, Alchemy SG. They have nothing but the base. They need to keep themselves alive. This is a monumental 7,000 net worth lead that they need to climb. Very difficult situation. How do you get yourself back in this, especially with the Lord up in about 5 seconds?
They can't really defend anymore. The only way that they can go for this is to hope that they will be able to catch one person out. But to be honest, with Fossa on the other hand, we're having the Kaja with the Divine Judgment. It's kind of tough for you to even isolate one person. If you want to tower and collapse this out onto one, you need to make sure that this person actually dies.
Yeah.
Which probably is Fossa. He's always somewhere in the front line. You can't exactly melt Sync fast enough, and you can't kill Chesty because he's got the Black Shoes. If you do not try to contest for the Lord, then you need to fight within your base. And we know, as a matter of fact, Smelly Cat can melt down your core in an instant.
Yeah, they don't really have the control to kind of deal with all of these either tanky heroes or the Lilia or the Black Shoes. I mean, it's a very difficult situation. Everything needs to combo perfectly and have that control. Not a good situation to be.
One thing to note of is as well is the fact that Smelly Cat did pick up a Heart's Claws for himself, so he's got a good amount of sustainability when it comes down to a fight. So who knows how that's gonna be like?
Smelly Cat has already been killed. That's most of their damage though, and now that's gonna be a good start. They do have Exalt right onto that one. He's gonna be killed. Odir Bambi's gonna secure that one. Now Pooski and Icon trying to run away, not able to do that. They both get killed. Jet is gonna be running. Zookeeper is gonna be left. He's gonna be killed as well, and Pooski's gonna get sliced and diced, and that's gonna be it. Sync is down as well, and it looks like STELLARK have won game 3. 13 minutes, STELLARK strikes back, and they continue on.
This is definitely going to